All right, welcome back, you guys. If my background is loud, forgive me. I am in Phoenix, Arizona. All right, I am in Phoenix, Arizona, and I pretty much have to run this air conditioning. Otherwise, I'm not going to make it. So, we're looking at the Nasdaq chart. I think I need to update my chart as well. MNQF 2026. I think, is that the new rollover symbol? I don't know. What is the new rollover symbol? It's I don't know. What's the symbol, y'all? So somebody please drop a comment down below. Let me know what the symbol is for the rollover, because I don't want to be looking at the wrong chart. And then where did my charges? Okay, here we go. All right, come on. What's going on? All right, what is going on? Let's go. There we go. All right. So I'm going to be looking at the hourly chart. You guys could already see we're downtrending. I have all of my levels marked out. These yellow lines are pretty much swing highs or swing lows from the hourly chart. So I'm definitely going to be looking for a sell early on if I can. And that's, if the market decides that it wants to continue to go down. All right, so we have about 8 minutes until market open. If you guys could be kind and drop a like on this video, we'd greatly appreciate that. Would greatly appreciate that. All right, so the only thing, I might have to go to like the 15-minute time frame. The 5-minute, it looks decent, but it's not as good as I want it to be. All right, I need to know what range am I in, so I'm going to use my Fibonacci tool to measure out the range. Seems like we just popped back up into that new week opening gap, and then now we're selling off, so that would have never been a trade that I would have wanted to take, anyways. But, let's just see what happens, right? We do have an inversion fair value gap right here as well. Right, this gap right here, that was once a fair value gap. Now it's an inversion. And the reason why I'm marking this gap out is because it just created some liquidity right here. There's a little swing high right there as well. So the market could want to, pop all the way back up here and then continue to go to the downside, right? But there's no reason for me to try to make any predictions right now. I'm just trying to, see everything that's in the market, right? Then we also have a fair value gap right here on a 30-minute time frame, so I'm going to be aware of that fair value gap as well. That could be a breakaway gap because the market have already pulled all the way up. It wasn't, able to get into this gap, so this could be a breakaway gap. So I'm going to be paying attention to that as well, right? Normally, I don't even like to trade before 10 a.m. anyway, so I'm using all of this as just like ways for me to get information. So I'm going to take this Fibonacci off of my chart. Don't want to have too much going on. Man, is nothing working for me today? Like, what's going on, man? Come on, Fibonacci. There we go. Let's go ahead and delete that. And leave a comment down below. I want to hear what y'all think is going to happen. Do y'all think the market is going to start to reverse at some point today, or do y'all think that because like on a daily time frame, right? The reason why I'm mad is because I've been calling out this daily wick right here for forever. Like I've been saying that, we're going to eventually come down and draw into this wick. And now I can't, I don't know. I don't know about you guys, but for me, I still get annoyed when like where the market is going, but you don't capitalize on it. To me, that's still annoying, right? So I'm kind of trying to see. All right, if we look at the weekly time frame, there's these 2 weekly candles right here. That's an order block, right? So we came into this one time, rejected off of this order block. I'm kind of wondering, do we want to start to dig a little bit deeper into this order block today, right? That's what I'm wondering. So, like I said, there's no reason to try to predict anything. What we're going to do is hang out on the hourly time frame, right? Because you guys can see on the hourly, we're starting to reject a little bit, right? So that's why I was saying, do y'all think it's going to be a reversal? Because, right, this yellow line down here is a swing low on the hourly time frame. And you guys can see this wick have already rejected this level one time, right? They've already rejected this level once. So that could potentially mean that the market may want to go back up. Like if that would have happened on, the 9 a.m. to the 9 a.m. candle, if that 1 hour candle would have closed like that, for sure I would have been thinking, the market is going to sell off, right? I mean, I'm sorry, not sell off, but it's going to reverse. And then obviously we don't have a swing low on a 1 hour yet, but it is important to be aware of this little gap right here on a 1 hour, right? Because I showed you guys this gap on the 30-minute, told you guys that's going to possibly be a breakaway gap only because the market went all the way up here and it wasn't able to get into that gap, right? So whenever you see something like that, that typically means that this is going to be a breakaway gap, meaning that you could possibly use that for a stop loss, right? So you could possibly, put your stop loss right there. It's just something that I do. This is not financial advice, but I always like to put it at the top, right? So like, let's say if you did catch that trade, which obviously I didn't, this is just hypothetical, because I don't trade pre-market, so of course I wasn't going to catch that trade. But then we have all of these levels down here, which is pretty much swing lows on the 1 hour time frame, right? Where you said the first 5-minute gap has presented itself? I'm on a 5-minute time frame right now. I'm trying to figure out exactly what gap you're talking about. The only gap I really see is this gap right here. Very small, but right, the price just touched into that gap right there. That's the only gap I really see on the 5-minute. What candle are you talking about? You need to like drop a comment, like tell me what time is the candle that you're referring to. Oh yeah, okay. So that must be the one you're talking to. I mean talking about. So let's see. Price bounced off that inversion fair value gap. Let's see what's gonna happen. So far, like I said, on the hourly time frame, you guys. Right, all of these wicks, I'm sorry, all of these yellow lines you see on my chart, these are swing lows on the hourly, right? So we have a swing low right here, and then we have a swing low down here, right? And I guess this one, maybe this one isn't a swing low. Oh, you know what? This one is the old one. I can delete this. If it let me click on it, maybe I could. All right, whatever. Maybe I can't delete it. All right. But obviously I have this marked out. This is the monthly low, and it's also a weekly low as well, right? This is the low I have marked out right here. So I'm going to go back to the 5-minute. I really want to watch from at least a 5-minute time frame, see what's going to happen. So far, we did hit that inversion fair value gap, and then we just bounced off right there. So, like I said, I'm not going to look to place a trade until after 10 a.m., because I don't want to get chopped up. Right, I don't want to get chopped up. So let's see what happened, right? Then we also know on the hourly, right, we want to make sure we're aware of all of our swing highs on the hourly as well. So we have this swing high right there. Then we have that swing high. I don't think it's going to get back up there. Mostly what I'm going to be watching for is that breakaway gap I told you guys about. If we can't even get back into this gap right here on the 30-minute time frame, then for sure we're going to continue to sell off, right? So we had that inversion fair value gap marked out on the 15-minute. Then we have this gap right here like that. Right, so that's what I'm going to be looking for. Obviously, this new week opening gap is powerful enough to keep price down. Look at how the bodies are closing on the 5-minute time frame, right? The price did get above the midpoint of this new week opening gap, but look at how the bodies are closing. The bodies are closing in the lower part of the new week opening gap, right? So we're going to have to see if that's going to, remain the case or if that's going to change. You said the 1020 candle. Let me see what she's talking about. Let me see. Is that a gap? No, I don't think that's a gap on the 5-minute. No. Wait, 1020. What time is it? It's already 10:30. How is it 10:30? Bruh, being in a different time zone have really messed me up. So for sure I'm looking for a buy. For sure I'm looking for a buy. Oh my gosh, that if I'm thinking it's 9:30. Oh my gosh, that should have been my entry right there of that inversion fair value gap. That should have been my entry. Oh my gosh, I'm thinking it's 9:30. Oh, what am I thinking? What am I doing? All right, so we're not going to panic just yet. We're not going to panic. I'm thinking it's 9:30. Oh my gosh, that should have been my entry right there. 100 plus points in 5 minutes is crazy. All right, so now my whole analysis has to change now. This is crazy. I could have been live this whole time. All right, we're not going to panic. Now we have to wait for... Let me check out the 1 hour. I can't believe this. Oh my gosh. Yeah, this is definitely going back up. So now I'm going to wait. See if we get a pullback right here. Where's my first presented fair value gap at? Oh, that's my first presented fair value gap too. So let's see what happened. Let's see what happened right here. That was honestly my trade right there. I should have took that buy. I'm very pissed off now. Like, I don't even want to trade at this point. But let's see what happened, you know. We could probably still catch a trade, but 100 points in 5 minutes, I'm just disgusted right now. Let's see what happened though. Man, a major pullback is pulling back kind of crazy. Let's see. All right, we have a little range right here on a 5 minute. Let's see. I'm going to drop back down into the 1 minute. This is pulling back very aggressively right here. So let's see. We might want to sweep out some liquidity, but right now what I'm looking at, I'm going to remove this off of my chart. This little gap down here should be our breakaway gap on a 1 minute. All right, I'm going to make this gap orange. That should be our breakaway gap. And then we have this order block down here. that's currently holding price up as well. So maybe we might sweep out liquidity. All right, I guess I can make this, let's just make this pink or something. I don't know. So, I mean, we may sweep out liquidity down here. We may not. If this gap right here holds, if this gap right here holds, then for sure we're going to start taking off to the moon. But we have to wait and see. I don't want to. I wouldn't really trust that gap just yet, because I don't really like, where it's at. Pretty much it's right below that new week opening gap, and right now that new week opening gap is definitely holding price down. So we have to pretty much wait and see. It should be able to hold price up. All right, it should be able to hold price up, but I just want to wait and see just to make sure I'm right. It's 1041. Let me see. It's 1041. I can't believe that I thought it was 9:30, man. Like, I'm so mad right now. That was the trade. That was definitely the trade right there, and I missed it. So let's see. We're gonna be patient. We're gonna have some patience. But the reason why I'm mad is because the strategy that I use, it mostly only allow you to take it like one time. Like, it's not the type of strategy that you want to try to take it again. That was a really good trade right there, and I was just logging on. I'm thinking it's 9:30. You guys literally heard me say I'm waiting until after 10, and then my girlfriend telling me that it's already 10. I'm like, what the fuck? But that was almost a 6-to-1 risk to reward. Like, gosh, that sucks. That sucks so much, man. And then I guarantee you that the moment I hop into a trade, it's going to do absolutely nothing. That's my biggest fear right now. I missed the easy trade, and now if I try to take it again, it's going to do something magical, keep going down or something like that. We going to see, though. I don't want to, get too excited just yet, but I can't believe that that's the downside about, trying to trade as a truck driver. Sometimes you forget that you're in a completely different time zone, and I'm thinking it's 9:30, but it's actually 10:30. It's crazy. We got to be patient, though. I'm currently trying to see if this gap right here is going to actually hold price up, or is it, I'm trying to see what this gap right here is going to do, pretty much. I don't trust it just yet. I just don't trust it. And the reason why I don't trust it is because if this gap was going to do what I think it could do, it should have already been flying away from here. But I also don't trust it because, this new week opening gap is holding price down. So I just can't buy right there and feel comfortable, And then also, right, I'm just giving y'all all of the logic on a 5-minute chart. If you look at our range from swing low to swing high, right, that gap is not even in the discount zone. So, I mean, if you're looking at a smaller range, like on a 1 minute, if you're looking at the 1 minute range, it's actually in a discount zone. At least I think it is. Let me just double check. So if you're looking at the 1 minute, it's in a discount zone, but on a 5 minute, it's not in a discount zone. So I don't fully trust it just yet. I just want to wait. I don't like what it's doing. I just wouldn't feel comfortable buying right there. Man, that's so unfortunate. I would have been done. I would have been done already if I would have caught that trade. But right now, I'm looking at liquidity, right? And the only liquidity that I'm interested in is this one right here, and possibly this one over here. All right, so I would be much more interested in a buy if those levels was to get taken out. But because it's 1046, we have to really wait and see how this hourly candle wants to close. Because if this hourly candle closes pretty weak, then that's going to change everything, obviously. But another thing you could do is measure out this wick, this 1 hour wick that was created. And you guys can see the midpoint of that 1 hour wick, right? The midpoint of that 1 hour wick is right at that level that we're looking for, which is where the liquidity is at. All right. Midpoint of that 1 hour wick is this yellow line. Then we got liquidity here, liquidity there. So that's why, I still do think we're going to be buying up, but I just want to be patient. I still may be able to catch a good buy, but I just want to be patient. I don't really trust this yellow zone right here. So I would like to see a liquidity sweep first. I would like to see a liquidity sweep. Let's see what they give us. I can't even, I'm just so shocked that I can't believe I missed that trade, man. I'm trying to let it go, because if I don't let it go, it's just going to hunt me forever. So I'm trying to let it go, get it out of my mind, but it is a little annoying. So far, I do like the way that price is respecting this gap, right? If we're looking at this gap right here, so far I do like the way it's respecting it. I just can't trust it, right? Like, it's hard for me to trust it. But so far, the bodies of these candles are closing above, right? The upper level of this fair value gap. The bodies of these candles are closing. But for me, that doesn't really mean anything when you got the new week opening gap right here. Bodies are closing pretty weak on there. So I just wouldn't want to be a buyer in this zone. I just can't be a buyer in this zone. If it leaves without me, that's fine, but I would prefer it to, sweep some liquidity first and then take off. So if price is going to continue to be bullish, that's fine. All right, we do have some targets up here. That's pretty far away, but like I said, I just can't be a buyer right here, not at this moment, right? Because we also have to think about the time of day. It's 10:50. It's like it could easily come back and sweep liquidity. Is all I'm trying to say. All right, he's making some moves. I still don't trust it, but let's just see. Let's just see what happens. Can't believe I missed the easy buys. Like now, I honestly don't even want to trade, man, because that's just crazy, man. It's nothing worse than when you miss the easy trade and now you're like trying to force something else that's not really a part of the system. You know, it sucks. Yeah, it definitely seems like it's consolidating for sure. Like I just can't trust the buy-in. Like if it takes off without me, obviously I'm gonna be mad, but it is what it is. You know, I just can't buy where it's at now. It has to come down here and sweep that liquidity that I have circled on the chart. Right, that's the only way I could feel comfortable. I need to see some type of liquidity sweep. Otherwise, I can't really, I can't really be that confident. Definitely not going to take any counter trend trades on this. I'm not taking no counter trend. It's like if you did take a buy off of that, I mean, it gave you a little baby scalp. You know, I'm not in the mood to try to scalp today. You know, let me see. What did it give you? Almost a 2-to-1 right there. If you would have caught a perfect entry, so that's not really worth my time. All right, I just don't trust it. I need more information. If we like, you know, get above this new week opening gap, which is this purple box on my chart, and then we started to, you know, create some support, I could trust that, but I just can't trust this 1 minute fair value gap. All right. Just like I said, as soon as the stream gets started, that's when everybody gonna start knocking on the door. Can't ever trade in peace as a truck driver. It's impossible. It's truly impossible to do anything in peace as a truck driver. You can't go to sleep in peace. You can't ever do nothing. It's like, it's impossible. No, there is a gap on the 5 minute. The one that you told me about, that's the one. It's an inversion fair value gap, but that's all you need. It's small, but that's the gap. That's the gap right there. We already zoomed in on it. Right? The one that I have boxed up right here in this red box. That's the gap. This is the gap right here. That's why it came down one time and it rejected. So it's like, if you're going to use that strategy, I mean, you can use it. I mean, use it however you want to use it, first of all. But, you know, you got to understand that you can use the inversion gap the same way that you can use the regular gap. All right, I got to pull my truck into the door, y'all. So give me a couple seconds. I'm at this place getting unloaded in Phoenix, Arizona. So give me like 2 seconds, y'all. I got to pull this truck into the door. If it's take that liquidity while I'm doing this, I promise you, I'm just going to lose my mind, man. So if it goes down while I'm backing my truck up to the door, I promise you I'm going to lose it. I'll be right back, y'all. Don't go nowhere. Drop a like on the video. I'll be right back. Don't go nowhere. Drop a like on the video. All right, nothing happened. Let's go. Nothing happened without me. Let's go. But yeah, that was the trade right there, babe. And we, like I said, I was just logging in when I seen that. I didn't even know if I would have known, like, because look at what time. Look at when it happened. It happened around 10:30, and as you already know, that's like always for the strategy that we use. That's like the best time to find the trade. So, like I said, I didn't see everything until late, but it's all good. Man. All right, it's taking off now. This is what I would want to see. This is the only way I could find a buy. If it. All right. Okay, all right. All right. So this is the. Just had to back my truck up to the door, y'all. So this is what I was saying. The only way I could trust that 1 minute fair value gap is I need to see it break above that new week opening gap first, right? So now that we know that this 1 minute gap has held, I'm gonna drop it to the 5 minute and see. There's still nothing on a 5 minute, so I don't really like that. But there's other time frames that I can use as well, like the 4 minute, the 3 minute, or even the 2 minute. But it seems like the 1 minute is the only thing that's looking kind of clean right now. All right, we just went to this 30-minute fair value gap. Let's see what's going to happen. Right, we don't have a swing high on the 1 minute yet, but after this candle close, we'll have a swing high. Or I'm sorry, not after this candle close, but after the next candle close, we'll have a swing high. And then we can see then if, price is going to hold this new week opening gap, right? It's already 11:08. We missed the easy buy. I don't really want to force anything right now, but we can at least see what happened right here. It's still hard for me to feel super comfortable because we do have all of these other swing lows on the 1 minute that price can still go up into, and so we just gotta wait. We still have to wait, because now we're using a completely different strategy. If we take a trade now, it has to be a different strategy. We can't use the strategy that I wanted to use, right? The one that I always talk about on all of my other videos, right? So that's why I'm not overly in love, right? So I wouldn't be buying right here because it just don't feel right. It just it would have to be something like this on a 1 minute. If I was buying right here, I would have had to got in about right there. All right, and the trade will have to look something like this. Then this, that's a 6-to-1. So the risk to reward is there, but can I trust it? That's the question. That's the real question. So let me see. I just don't feel comfortable with the timing and everything else. Then if we really decided to start going higher, it could be a really good risk to reward trade. So let's see. It could work. I'm not in yet, but I just want to see what's going to happen. I don't like the time of day. It's only 11:10. And I still do think the market could still pull back a little bit more. So it just sucks, man. Moments like this, the best thing to do is just to walk away. You miss the easy trade. And this is, most of the time, this is where I'll end up crashing out, because you missed the easy trade, and now the trade you want to take is probably going to be some bullshit. So the bodies are closing pretty good. Let's see. Let's see. I think I'm going to at least test this trade out with a baby position. I'm going to put a baby position on this trade. Test it out. All right, at least it's with the trend. So I did get in. My entry isn't all the way what I want it to be. I got in about right there. But so far, I am in some baby profits. So let's see. I'm going to test this trade out. I don't think it's going to move as fast as I want it to move, or do anything that I really wanted to do. I don't know how far up it's going to want to go, if it decides to keep going up at all. But all in all, I'm not overly in love with this trade, I'll be honest. You know, I don't like how we hit that 30-minute fair value gap and then reject it away. But I'm looking to see if this new week opening gap is going to want to hold price up, and then we can continue to go to the upside. That's the hope for this trade. So that's the hope for this trade. Pray for me in the chat, man. Pray for me in the chat. The moment we start to break above this 30-minute fair value gap, and then also I'm going to box this up as well, because we also had this 5-minute inversion that was right here, right? We had this 5-minute inversion right there. You guys can see we already, wicked away from there one time. So it would be nice if, price could start to climb above these two gaps right here and start to go up, right? And if that do happen, I'm going to move my stops into break even. And, hopefully I can be able to get out of there, right? But so far I am up about $600. But I'm only up about 20 points, right? So it's not really nothing too crazy right now. Right? I almost want to, you know what? Just to be safe, I'm going to move at least. Just to be safe, I'm going to move all of my stops into profits, bro. Just because I'm not overly in love with this trade. So if I got stopped out on one position, just that quick off that little pullback. I got stopped out off one position, so let's see. I got all of my stop losses in at break even right now, just to be safe. Like I said, I'm not overly in love with this trade, but if we could start to work our way up going into the afternoon, then it could work, you know. So this is a risk-free trade. If it works, it works. If it don't, it is what it is, right? But the first thing I have to see, we have to break above these inversion fair value gaps. I mean, I'm sorry, the red one is a gap on the 30-minute time frame, right? So that's the gap on the 30-minute. I don't like how we haven't broke above that yet. And then this is an inversion, right? So we need to break above these two gaps and use them as support. And then the moment I see that happen, that's when I'll really be able to start trailing my stops a little bit higher, just to make sure I lock in more profits. But right now, I just put my stops at pretty much break even. So if I get stopped out, the most I'll make is about $50. And it looked like I may get stopped out right here. All right, we're gonna see. I haven't moved it under that swing low just yet, but y'all see where my entry is at. So super close to stopping me out right here. Yep, stopped me out. So I was up $600. Maybe I should have just taken that, but I got stopped out for break even. You know, it wasn't a trade that I was overly in love with, so I had to be, you know, careful. All right, we still have all of this liquidity down here that I circled out for you guys. Everything's good?
Well said.
All right.
Thank you
You
very
have
much.
a good one.
You as well, Tracy.
Thank you. All right. That's the guy that just knocked on my door. So as you guys can see, that 30-minute fair value gap is holding price. I don't like that. And then we're rejecting away, right? So I was up about $600 on that trade. I'm glad I moved everything into break even, because as you guys can see, I got stopped out. And I would have been stopped out for, well, actually, no, it didn't hit the stop loss yet, but it would have been getting real close to hitting that stop, right? So there's no reason for me to risk that for no reason, right? I've given you guys the complete commentary. If we can sweep out all of this liquidity and then start the reverse, that would be way more, you know, I'll be way more excited for a buy if we can do that. Right? Especially because it's 11:19, so you got to always understand how time and price works. If it's that early in the day, you can easily still get faked out. That's a 2-to-1. That's a 2-to-1. I'm not really interested in taking any counter trend trades, but I just want to see if this one is going to play out. But I'm not really interested in taking any counter trend. All right, y'all. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second, y'all. Oh man. All right. We back in this first 1 minute fair value gap. So it swept out that liquidity that I was showing you guys. And those orange boxes right there swept that liquidity. Now the question is, do we want to just go back here and hold and then come back up? Or do we want to sweep out all of the liquidity and keep going down? All right, I'm back on the road. I'm back on the road, y'all. Let's see what happened. I'm going to wait for confirmation. I still want to be a buyer, but I want to wait for confirmation before I take a buy. Right? It might have just wanted to sweep that liquidity that I had in those 3 orange circles at the top and then keep going up, keep going back up. But I really want to wait to make sure that's the case. So that's why right there is why it's important to wait, because notice how it's continuing to go down. So that's why you don't want to, try to be too early, do anything too fancy. Because even though, price looked like it wanted to go up for the rest of the day, it could just easily keep going down for the rest of the day, right? So don't want to try to predict too much. You want to wait. Just wait for confirmation. Like even after it sweep those other 2 levels of liquidity that I was looking for, I'm not gonna. I'm gonna wait before I take a buy, right? Because the buy, the strategy that I was using, it offered a buy in between 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. But now, it's like that analysis isn't the same as it used to be, pretty much, right? And now I'm even wishing I would have even just went ahead and taken that sell, but like I said, I just didn't want to be a seller today. So, I'm not really mad. Break even day, I'm out. It might even be a small profit because I did move all of my trades into profits when I was up. So it's nothing to be mad about. No reason to feel like I'm missing out on anything. If we get a pullback all the way up here, right? So from swing low to swing high, if we could get a pullback all the way up there, then I definitely will take a sell. But I don't really know if that's going to happen, right? And then I'll have my trade will look something like that. Maybe even something like that, right? So if we get a pullback, because it's almost 12, right? It's almost 12, so it don't really look like the market is just going to keep going up for the rest of the day. So if we do get a pullback, I definitely might take that sell. So it haven't really pulled back yet, but on a 5-minute chart, it do seem like it could still possibly pull back on a 5-minute chart. So I'm just going to continue to wait. Oh. I'm just going to continue to wait. I don't want to try to sell at the lows. Just want to wait. If y'all hear a bunch of noise in the background, it's because I am on the road. And you know, they have all of these new semi trucks that make all of this noise every time somebody get close to you, or all of this extra stuff, making my job harder to do. So hopefully we could get a pullback. Like now would be nice, you know. If y'all look at the 5-minute chart, there's an order block in there, and then there's 2 breakaway gaps right on top of the order block. So I definitely think we could pull back up. It might not go as high as I wanted to, but as long as it gives me some type of decent pullback where I can get a good risk to reward, I'm completely fine with jumping in the trade and having a good stop loss and, you know, a good take profit. All right, it's pulling back. That's exactly what I want to see. It needs to come a little bit higher. If it starts to pull back too aggressive, then I'm not going to trust the sell. But I need to see it pull back, but not too aggressive. I don't want to make it seem like it's starting to go right back up, because that's going to cancel everything that I just had mapped out. Because we have already swept a lot of liquidity, right? So price could easily just start to go back up as well. So I definitely want to be patient. Right now I'm thinking that it might continue to drop, but it's really hard to tell right now. It's really hard to tell. But it did sweep liquidity. And so far, it's not like it swept liquidity and started to like really break away to the upside tremendously fast. So I'm still thinking that it might just want to continue to come down for the rest of the day. Let's see. Let's see what it wants to do, y'all. $14 minutes away from 12. So it's looking like I might not be able to find a good trade for today. Wait a minute, maybe it's going to pull back. Maybe it's going to start pulling back. Let's see. If it get too aggressive on the pullback, then I'm not going to take the sell. But I do want to see some type of pullback if I'm going to look for a sell. I can't take a sell from here. It's just too risky because my stop loss will have to be all the way up top. One that buy where it went up 100 points in like 5 minutes, that seems to be the only trade that would have been worth it. It's finally starting to pull back. I would have wanted it to have already had pulled back. Now that it's about 11 minutes until the market, until the afternoon, we just have to wait and see, man. We have to wait and see. The way it's looking like I might not be able to trust this sell anymore. Honestly, that's the way it's looking. It's looking like I should have probably just maybe been getting in for a buy. But that's why I said At this point, I might as well just not even take a trade because it's too much confusion for me. So if we get one more sweep of liquidity, I think I'm going to actually take a buy instead, because it's respecting this gap right here a little bit too good. So I'm thinking if it comes down here and sweep this liquidity, I'm thinking that this might even be a better trade right here, because it didn't give me the pullback that I wanted. All right, so now I'm starting to think that I should be looking for a buy. It's a lot of confusion. I only got 12% left on my iPad, y'all, so hopefully that 12% can last a little bit longer. So now, damn, they can't even give me the pullback for the buy either. Like, come on, man. What's going on? So at this point, I'm probably just going to be done for the day.